Welcome to The Late Show, everybody. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Now, folks, I don't know about you, but I am past ready for our elected officials to take any action at all on guns, okay? And there are things, there are some bedrock things that they could do. There are only two stumbling blocks. Elected officials. Because despite the horrific shootings in Uvalde, Texas, the Senate just skipped town for a 2-week break without any action on guns. Chuck Schumer had planned on pushing through a vote to get everyone on the record, but yesterday he bailed, explaining there was no point in doing so, given that Republican opposition was already crystal clear. Well, he's just following the old adage, if at first you don't succeed, bye! The new idea being floated out there is that Schumer and Mitch McConnell are going to appoint people to work on a bipartisan approach. But no one is all that optimistic. Least of all, Indiana Republican Senator Mike Braun, seen here saying, "You can have my finger when you pry it from my cold, dead hand." Braun expressed his doubt using this unfortunate metaphor, "I don't know what the silver bullet is." Yeah, I'm just shooting from the hip here. None of these ideas are on target, and while we've got the problem in the crosshairs, we just can't pull the trigger. But when we do, you'll be blown away. Why are you crying? Potential senators. No. Potential senators, people who are running for the Senate, are also struggling with what to do or say, especially Georgia Senate candidate Herschel Walker, who was asked about solving gun violence and made these noises.
What we need to do is look into how we can stop those things. You know, he talked about doing a disinformation. What about getting a department that can look at young men, that's looking at women, that's looking at just social media? What about doing that?
Yeah. What about doing that? It's high time to create the Federal Bureau of looking at young men who are looking at women who are looking at social media. But mostly conservatives out there believe that the best defense is a stupid defense, like this lady on the Fox News.
I would like to see a national push toward, instead of parents buying their kids all these tools and toys and games, invest in the classroom to make it safer. I mean, they have blankets that you can put up on the wall that are colorful and beautiful, but they're ballistic blankets.
Yes, instead of toys or games, parents should buy ballistic blankets. They're so beautiful, the kids won't realize we live in hell. While other thoughtless people think you should have to rethink the entire school layout, like Texas senator and man proclaiming he'll do his own... Oh, okay, I agree with booing, but I can't say the joke when you're booing. Like Texas senator and man proclaiming he'll do his own prostate exam, thank you very much. Ted Cruz. Boo, now boo! Thank you, that felt good. Instead of access to guns, Cruz wants to focus on a different kind of access.
Look, the killer entered here the same way the killer entered Santa Fe, through a back door, an unlocked back door. I sat down at round tables with the families from Santa Fe. We talked about what we need to do to harden schools, including not having unlocked back doors, including not having unlocked doors to classroom, having one door that goes in and out of the school, having armed police officers at that one door.
So he just wants sensible door control. Okay. Now look, increasing security, hardening schools could be a good idea, but what about all the other places where shootings happen, like movie theaters or churches or grocery stores or everywhere else in America? If we're not going to get rid of the guns, we're going to have to harden everywhere. Or, what might be easier is just, we've already got our heads in the sand about this. Why don't we just keep going and burrow underground? And then we just close up the hole behind us, and then nobody can get in there, and there's no way anyone will get shot unless, wait a second, unless the people we're in there with brought guns. So maybe we should probably each go into our own individual underground safety hole. And I know what some of you are thinking. You're saying, Steve, once we close up the hole behind us, how will our friends above ground find us? Well, that's easy. We'll put up some sort of marker, something permanent like stone, and then we'll chisel our name on the stone, and maybe the date we were born, and then the date we went down into the hole, and then we can finally rest in peace. Makes sense, right? It'll work. Just give it a try. Just give it a shot is what I'm saying. Now, when gun tragedies happen, the GOP likes to blame violence in the media, and they're right about one thing. There's a lot of senseless gunplay on TV, specifically in the more than 100 GOP midterm ads this year alone, which feature guns. They're brandishing deadly weapons on TV, and no one stops them. Meanwhile, and this is true, on Tuesday's show, they made me blur a picture of a plant because it kind of looked like a wiener. And it wasn't even loaded. Now, some of these campaign ads are your run-of-the-mill, bang, bang in a field, like this one from Senate hopeful Dr. Oz.
My father taught me how to handle my first gun. I taught my son Oliver how to do the same. I've been shooting and hunting my whole life. So when people say I won't support guns, they're dead wrong. Boom!
That's exactly the vibe I want from my doctor. All right, let's take a look at your x-rays. Pull! Toom! Oh, you've got a hole in your left atrium. Now, some ads out there are even weirder, like this one from Alabama Governor Kay Ivey.
The Second Amendment is sacred, so I passed concealed carry for Alabamians to arm themselves without government interference. That way, you don't know who's got what in their purse. Lipstick, an iPhone, or maybe a little Smith & Wesson 38.
That's a crazy ad. I just hope she doesn't get the contents of her purse mixed up. Bring. Hello, Kay Ivey speaking. Hello, I can't hear you. Whoops, I'm sorry. I had the safety on. Kay Ivey speaking. Now, guns aren't just being pushed by the quaking elderly, also by this word salad.
Babies, borders, bullets. Values we cherish. Trump protected them as president. And so will Jake Beckett as Arkansas's next senator. Pro-gun, pro-wall, pro-life. Babies, borders, and bullets.
Oh, man. Jake's freaking out on the B section of the GOP dictionary. Babies, borders, bullets, bacon, big rigs, big-breasted Bibles, bumping before baby bejesus. Bubba. Wubby-dubby. There's some more disturbing revelations coming out about former President Donnie Crappleseed. But the January 6th committee has been getting testimony from former chief of staff and college buddy who still does his terrible Austin Powers impression, Mark Meadows. According to a leak from the committee, Meadows was with the former president during the insurrection, and a witness has testified that after the rioters started chanting, "Hang Mike Pence," Meadows told colleagues that the president said something to the effect of, maybe Pence should be hanged. He was into the idea of killing his own vice president. It reminds me of when George H.W. Bush said this.
Read my lips. Stab Dan Quayle.
We got a great show for you tonight. My guest is Hugh Dancy, and I'll be giving the Colbert questionnaire to one Mr. Josh Brolin. But when we come back, meanwhile...